It's 2018 and I'm standing in front of Times Square in Manhattan, New York, surrounded by bright lights, flashing billboards. I'm inspired and I'm motivated to be on one of those billboards, and I say to myself, one day I'll be on them billboards. A few months later, nothing's really changed. Sure, success doesn't happen overnight, but I hadn't put anything in place to get me closer to that audacious goal, no matter how vague it was. So there's clearly a gap here between the motivation we have and the action that we need to take to get closer to that goal. In my opinion, motivation is a fleeting emotion. Oftentimes, you may go on YouTube and watch motivational videos by Joe Rogan or David Goggins. You have this big surge of energy, but then a few hours after that, it dips and it goes. Because whilst we felt strongly about doing something, we didn't actually have anything in place to get started towards it. Intrinsic motivation is definitely a greater force than extrinsic motivation, but beneath that, you need something solid to get that intrinsic motivation to keep going over time. And that something is discipline. Discipline is like an inner shield around that bigger goal. It protects you from doubts, insecurities, and keeps you focused. Picture this. You've just bought a brand new sports car. It's got a lovely red exterior. It's got leather interior seats. You buy it, you drive it out the showroom, you go a few miles. All of a sudden, the engine breaks down to such a point that it's unfixable. Your new car is now almost worthless. Motivation is that car on the outside, but without that discipline, without that strong engine, it's not going to get you anywhere.
Now I'm going to give you two strategies here to help build your discipline. The first is ruthless prioritization. Let's use Warren Buffett's 5x25 rule as an example here. Write down your top 25 goals that you want to achieve. Then you circle the top 5, and that's what you're going to focus on and nothing else. However, I want to go one step further. Cross out 2 of those 5 goals, and now you're left with 3. Sometimes it's easier for us to work with less. And when you're trying to build discipline, less is more. So now that you've got your top 3 goals that you're going to focus on ruthlessly, write a list of your habits down that you do on a day-to-day basis and put a plus, a negative, or an equal sign against it. For example, when you wake up in the morning, do you reach for your phone and scroll before you even get out of bed? Or do you put your phone away from your bed, turn your alarm off, and then have a glass of water? I found that to be a really positive habit, because when you wake up from a long night's sleep, you're actually very dehydrated. So hydrating yourself is the best thing that you can do for your body. We're not going to live lives where we have positive habits running through our day every single day. Acknowledging where we're falling short and trying to put steps in place to replace a negative habit with a positive habit. Let's say, for example, you're working on a task and you keep checking your emails out of habit. When you look at your emails, you can get distracted for up to 20 minutes before your brain can focus back on what you were originally doing. What can you do instead? Well, a positive habit would be to either hide it from the toolbar, so you have one more step to open that email, or you can set your device on do not disturb mode or mute all notifications. What I want you to take away from this is build a strong system of discipline. Relying on motivation alone for the long term without any systems in place will do you more harm than good. Balance that spark of motivation with building systems of discipline to go along with it, because together they're a very powerful force. Now I'm curious to hear what you guys think. Do you think that motivation is a stronger force than discipline? Or do you think that discipline is really what matters behind success? What strategies have you tried? If you found value from this discussion, don't forget to subscribe to receive more insights on how to fuel your personal growth and develop into a better you. Let's continue to evolve every day, no matter how big or small the step.